In this video, I want to talk about the Anna Delvey case. Not because I want to give this scam artist fame, she already has fame as a scam artist. But there's one thing that a lot of folks don't notice about this case. Okay, for those who don't know about this case, this German girl faked being from a billionaire family, claimed to be a heiress to millions of euros, and she went to New York in the nightlife where all the wealthy people came, and she managed through her social skills to get in contact with people in the business world. She had this plan to purchase a building, to turn it into a luxurious venture. And the negotiations were successful, but now she had to pay, and she couldn't pay because she didn't really have the money because she wasn't an heiress to begin with. So she tried to get funds through scamming, but meanwhile, she was living a luxurious lifestyle, eating expensive food, she even gave tips to people. She was just throwing cash around. She spent at luxurious hotels, she even used private jets. But eventually, her luxurious lifestyle became her doom. She was, she was discovered for the fraud she is. And the sad part is that the hotels where she stayed, the hotels she scammed, fired the employees that were scammed. Now, it was not the employees' fault that she scammed the hotel. The employees just did their job, because it's common that rich folks come with credit cards with delayed payments. But because those hotels wanted to save reputation, they sacrificed their loyal employees. And that's all something I want you to know, believers. In this world, that's how it works. When people want to save their own behind, they will sacrifice those around them to be relieved. That's what they do in the world. So it doesn't matter if you've worked somewhere for 20, 30, or maybe even 50 years. It doesn't matter how, quote unquote, accepted you are by society. The moment they need a sacrifice to relieve themselves, so they don't have to face themselves, they will sacrifice you if it's convenient unto them. Even if you're quote unquote rich, it doesn't matter what good qualities you give. If they need to sacrifice someone, they will sacrifice someone. Now, instead of going after this woman who robs them, they fire their employees. Now look, she was caught. She delayed court cases often because she didn't like what she wore. And eventually she was locked up, but according to the latest rumors, they want to extradite her to Germany. So I believe the United States and the Bundesrepublik of Deutschland, if it's just Germany, they have an extradition treaty to extradite prisoners. And of course in Germany she will likely get a lighter sentence. So here are some other pictures of her. Even when she's caught, she wants to be seen as a celebrity. She enjoys the attention, but if you look at her, she doesn't look very happy. Now, if you look at her Instagram page, hold on, let me go up so you can see that this is her page. Hold on. Well, this is her page. The Anna Delvey. Well, she had a lot of followers. She didn't follow anyone. Retired intern. How can you retire from internship? This was her last post. Of course, all of this was made before she was caught, as you understand. But if you look at the profile picture, white roses, where she covers her mouth and she's looking with this blank stare into the camera. This is a ritual setting to begin with. So this scammer over here was a witch. Okay? Go back to our first post. The first post, for a look at it. Playing chess. And you have the checkerboards here, which refers to Freemasonry. And here, showing her feet with many colors. When you look at these posts, you think, oh, she was just making posts because she was living a luxurious lifestyle, but look at this. She doesn't look very happy, does she? No. And look at this. Who put something like that on their Instagram? Look at another picture here. Blank stare. Not happy. Another one. If you're the heiress of some wealthy family, from some wealthy family that owns billions, you should look a bit happy. And even, it's a scam. She wasn't this wealthy young lady, but she managed to get away with a lot. So at least she could smile, but she doesn't. Red is a color that's used when you want something from someone. It relates to sexual energy. And she crosses her legs to form an X and a pyramid. Sun symbol. Pictures of the sun. So it's obvious who she is worshipping, guys. So look at this. Blank stare. She doesn't even try to fake as if she's happy. And why am I showing you all of this? This scammer almost got away with it, but she became sloppy in the scamming. And that became her tomb. Now, the reason I'm showing this is to reveal, I already explained to you, that scammers that know about the paranormal, they will get paranormal charms to succeed in what they're doing. And it's due to her own sloppiness they found out. I mean, look, if you got so far that you tricked people into believing that you're really this heiress of some billionaire, and that you have 60 million pounds in assets. First of all, banks and even the stock market, they do background checks. Okay? But she managed to withdraw hundreds and thousands of dollars. So she managed to cause them to bypass the background checks. Even professional scam artists don't manage to do something like that. It is because she used paranormal aid. This is a witch that used her charm to get ahead. And there are many scammers doing that. You have many businesses out there who are just fake. Okay, it happens. But about this case, they don't mention that it's paranormal. Because if they mention that, then they need to admit that even the multinational corporations use the paranormal. And they don't want to go there, so they pretend it's just her being so smart. If she was so smart, she would have realized, you know what? If I keep partying like this, if I keep spending all this money, sooner or later they're going to find out I don't have any money. You know what? Let me play smart. I'm very successful in this scam. Let me just get that building, and once the building is running, then I can pay back everyone that I've scammed, and people will forget about it because they don't want any embarrassment. So she could have turned into a wealthy businesswoman with that charm. But it's her demand for instant gratification that became her doom. And that often happens with narcissists. Their urge for instant gratification causes them to lose sight of the bigger picture. So the paranormal worked, but there were side effects, and she was not able to deal with the side effects. Now look, if this scammer, if she made it so far that she lived a luxurious lifestyle, she fooled so many people. Not only people, but she fooled so many organizations also. Organizations of which you think, huh? If someone claims to be the heiress of some wealthy individual, you can go to Google, right? Google it, see if it's true. Come on. She used her charm. And this is what you understand. When scammers use their charm, they manage to shut down your critical thinking. They do this with the spells they're forcing on you. Or the hexes also. So understand the following. Scammers use paranormal aid to get ahead. But then you have believers who won't walk by faith. This scammer over here had more faith than many believers who go to church every Sunday. Well, I don't even know if those people that go to church every Sunday are really believers, but let's just call them believers for now. She trusted the paranormal far more than many people that claim to follow Christ trust Christ. She undertook action. She got the charm and she began to operate in the spell. You can only use a spell on others if you're operating in a spell yourself. There's no such thing as putting a spell on someone and you're not active in the same spell. So she used spells on people and she was operating in it. She took action and she knew that if she was caught, she may end up in jail. And she also knew that she may even lose her life, because when people find out that you've robbed them, they may lose it. And especially if it's a lot of money, some people may even kill you. She knew all the risk, but she took the risk. How many believers are taking risks while walking in the anointing? If she had the courage, then what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, believer? You should have far more courage than these scammers. And by the way, I'm not picking on this woman here, because there are many, many more scammers that are never caught because they have demonic contracts. Think about many politicians. They are scammers. Because they have demonic contracts, you can't touch them that easy. They are scammers without demonic contracts, and despite that people realize that they are a joke, they remain active. And here's another thing. This woman will likely be forgotten by mainstream media, and people forget about the whole story. But there's another scammer I want to point out here. Elizabeth Holmes, another scam artist, and she used a medical scam. She even had her own corporation, Theranos, I believe the corporation was called. The corporation has been dissolved now. She scammed so many folks, but if people would have examined her story, would realize this is fake. So there's another successful scam artist. She said that she developed a device that only takes a drop of blood and you can run hundreds of blood tests on it. People in the medical world realized immediately this is a scam. This is not possible with the technology we have today. But many fell for it. Many went for it. She was caught eventually, but that's the thing. When you have a scam so big with so many people involved, sooner or later, one of those people is going to realize something doesn't add up, and only that has to happen, and you're finished. Okay, but believer, I'm addressing you now. What is your excuse What's your excuse? That you don't walk by faith, that you don't undertake steps in faith, that you need the validation of some pastor who doesn't even follow God, who's probably a Freemason. What is it that keeps you from walking by faith? Come on. These scammers took big steps, risky steps, and they only had the demonic aid to rely on. And they did it. And if they would have done it in a smart way, they wouldn't have been caught either. And there are many who aren't caught. And now you have believers with the Holy Spirit himself, but yet they don't walk in the power. Are you kidding me? What is your excuse, believer? That's what I'm asking you. Agree with Christ.